Okay, so today is peanut butter slice day. We're gonna make these beauties. They're actually so incredibly easy. It's gonna take you kind of 2 minutes for each layer, and it's actually just a handful of ingredients. Okay, so the base is so easy. All you need to do is just blend up some dates. We're using Medjool dates because they're the stickiest, sweetest. Make sure you pick them first. So once your dates have formed a paste, you're gonna add your oats, cacao powder, and flaked almonds. And then we're gonna blend that all up until it forms a sticky mix. And then you're gonna pour that into your lined baking tray and really push it down, either using a spatula or sometimes it's easier, honestly, just with your hands. So you really push it so it creates a really firm, sticky base. And then that's just gonna go in the freezer. And while that's just slightly setting, we're gonna make our next layer. So our next layer is basically peanut butter heaven. Although if you don't eat peanuts, you're allergic to peanuts, you can swap them for almonds or cashews or any other nuts. Mix that nut butter up with a little bit of coconut milk just to create a bit of liquid. If your nut butter is very thick, you might want a little bit more milk, so just keep an eye on that. And then again, a couple of dates just to sweeten it. Okay, so you really want to smooth over this layer. I find it quite meditative. I feel like I've been smoothing for like 10 minutes now. And you want it, because then if it's really flat, then we're going to pour this like ooey, gooey chocolate layer, which is cacao butter, cacao maple, over the top. So we'll just pop this back in the freezer, let it harden up, and then we will just drizzle that chocolate everywhere. So for the chocolate layer, we're gonna melt cacao butter, which you can either get in little kind of nuggets like this, or you can get in one solid block. I find this easier, and that's what's gonna kind of hold all the chocolate layer together. So we're gonna melt that, and we're gonna have that with cacao powder and maple syrup. And then once that's melted and our peanut butter layer is firm, we're gonna pour that on, and it's gonna create like a really glossy, beautiful layer. When we serve these in the deli, we always just sprinkle them with peanuts, but you can kind of add anything. So today I'm gonna add coconut chips and cacao nibs with my peanuts and a sprinkle of salt as well. But things like goji berries, cranberries, raisins are really yummy on there as well if you want a little kind of sweet, chewy bite on the top. And then you're gonna pop the whole thing back in the freezer just to set. You want minimum an hour, but a couple of hours is great. Okay, I'm just so happy. Honestly, they're just literal heaven. All I can say is please, please, please make them. Sweets chapter of the cookbook, I'll put a link below. It's on Amazon, you can get it around the world on somewhere like the Book Depository, and I just feel like you need these in your life. They're like the gooeyest, squidgiest, yummiest things on earth. So I think they're best when you leave them in the freezer for like 2 hours or so. But then I think they're easier stored in the freezer as well, or the fridge if you're gonna eat them a couple of hours later. But you are gonna be addicted. That's pretty much all I can say. And come back next week for our next video.